redemption to come out strong from, or flat note in a series of more and more mediocre albums? What do we have here? Welcome to Ray Rowan Does Music, where today we're looking at the long-awaited album from post-hardcore / experimental rock band Slaves, called Beautiful Death. Since their formation in 2014, the band, fronted by former Dance Gavin Dance lead singer Jonny Craig, has released 2 studio albums and gone through several lineup changes. With their first release, Through Art We Are All Equals, I was admittedly a little underwhelmed, with Craig having such an expansive voice that rivals many big names in any other genre. I suppose I put my expectations for this new project on too high of a pedestal. Then with the release of the second Slaves album, Routine Breathing, I found the same issue, even with amazing guest performances from Under Oath frontman Spencer Chamberlain and current lead clean vocalist of Johnny's old band Dance Gavin Dance, Tillian Pearson. Nothing really clicked or felt outspoken enough to separate this album from the overall post-hardcore scene, which I hate to admit, but I have to admit, even though it's my favorite genre, that scene is very oversaturated with the same thing over and over. As I said, Jonny Craig is talented, to the point where I'd say he has one of, if not the best voices, or the best voice I should say, in non-mainstream music, and within his own vein. So to see this band Slaves not quite live up to the hype, that it just kind of had me kind of whatever about this new album when I saw a single was released just over a year ago. However, listening to I'd Rather See Your Star Explode, the sights were set high. I'm stuttering, but there's no way to get around that. It was a very grand song and delivered on every promise that was previously put out in just one track for the first time outside of certain older songs like The Upgrade or Burning Our Morals. It felt like there was a definite focus on making a memorable song, instead of simply trying to rely on gimmicks and tired formulas. The chorus was a blast, as a great showcase of Johnny's vocals, and I put it right up there with older cuts from Dance Gavin Dance's first EP release, as what to look at if you need to get into him as a vocalist. It goes without saying that he isn't the only standout element here. Perhaps more obvious in their later single True Colors, Weston Richmond, on guitar has some serious skills. From the introduction licks to the chorus pieces he dishes out song after song. I was thoroughly impressed, time and time again. You may not see these songs in Beautiful Death as immediate cases for post-hardcore music, and that's totally understandable. Other bands that I enjoy, such as I the Mighty and A Lot Like Birds, don't literally or metaphorically scream their defense or their case, but tracks that go just a bit further than the usual are usually enough to solidify the idea of being post-hardcore. One of the songs that does solidify such a vibe is I Know a Lot of Artists. It's just the right riffs and progressions to keep momentum going, even with this admittedly being one of the weaker songs on the part of Jonny Craig vocally. However, with this being a slight misstep, in the next song on the album you get a fantastic display of emotion and lyrical storytelling in Deadly Conversations. This song is more down-to-earth and, again, relies on communicating emotions and feeling above a pounding song. Personally, very few songs have the effect on me to a point where I feel myself increasingly saddened or sappy over a song, but Deadly Conversations manages that feat, and it shocked me, for lack of a better word. This new album from Slaves seems to handle the idea of personal demons and triumphing over them a lot more directly. It's not secret that the lead singer had a, let's just say, turbulent past filled with inner anguish, his own mental issues, and drug abuse. But in a lot of the lyrical content here, we see honest confrontation in his own way. He's directly making admittance that he's not as strong as he should or could be, but at the same time, he's won enough battles to turn the tide of his own inner war. Coming into 2018, this was one of my most anticipated albums, and I was disappointed to see a lot of those albums, sort of from different artists, falling in the same vein of anticipation, flopping at the end of the day, but this is a rare exception. I did come away from this thinking there was a slight lack of consistency, not out of tone or lyrical presence, but I just think general energy. Some songs feel like everyone's going through the motions, but then you get a banger like Back to the Roots, which very much does what the title implicates in tackling the older version of Slaves and improving upon it. With a solid performance from a band I found myself ready to give up on, unfortunately due to no major developments up until now, Beautiful Death is a case of rapid improvement and maturity, which, when put under a lens, shows astonishing honesty. For these reasons, Slave's third studio album, Beautiful Death, gets an 8.5 out of 10. If you enjoyed this review, or even the album itself, be sure to go down into the comment section and let me know what you think of Beautiful Death yourself. Do you agree with my points? Is there something I missed? Do you just want to discuss things in general with both me and the audience? Like I said, comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for future reviews, lists, rankings, and more here on the channel. Thanks for watching. This has been Ray Roner Does Music. Stay safe.